Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we have a very special day. I recently hit 10 million TCP, so I want to use this time to do a personal roster review of myself. And also in the second half of the video, I'm going to go over a spending review of my progress in the game since I started playing. And basically break down each year and how much I spent to get as far as I have, which might be of some interest to people who have always asked how much money I spent on my roster to get here. But you'll have to wait a bit to find that out. So without further ado, let's get this show started. Alright, and so much like a lot of the roster reviews that I do for other people, we're going to start off here on my commander profile page here. So we are at 10 million, more or less 40,000 TCP. So I recently hit that, I think probably from unlocking Yelena. I put a little bit of gear and resources in, definitely Yelena and Red Guardian between the two of them, pushed me over 10 million. Now, I've been War MVP 126 times. Obviously, this doesn't really mean much, but I am the highest TCP in my alliance, so this probably isn't a huge surprise here. Strongest team power, apparently 706k, but it's not my Black Order, so it must be a combination of some of my other characters. And total characters collected 155. I have most of them, all of them unlocked that you can get, with the exception of Kitty as of this video. 114 at max star rank. Now I think I have closer to 130. I just haven't bothered to spend the gold to rank up all the crappy ones like Nebula, the crappy Mercs, Ravagers, things like that. And yeah, I normally stay within the top 10 of my arena as well, using this Black Order team that I have here. So recently, if you guys have been following me, then I have a G15 Thanos and Cull Obsidian, which I have been using for Dark Dimension 4. Everyone else is a tier 14, also level 80. So this is basically as high as I'm able to get at the moment until G15ing the rest of the Black Order. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And to get this started achievements wise, what day are we at? We're at 978, so not quite 1,000 days, but I didn't want to wait 22 more days in order to get this video out because we did hit 10 million TCP. But yeah, so it took me about 978 days of gameplay to get to where I am now. Now, unfortunately, hey, 3 red star orbs in another 42 days. Why is it logging 10-20 days? That's kind of weird. I thought they did it like on an even number, or is it just every 30 days? Maybe it was 9. Yeah, so why? I don't know. I don't know why the achievement's like this personally. I don't know why the number is 1020 specifically over something else. But they really need to start. Speaking of achievements, they really need to stop giving us Hulk shards and things like that when we're already at 7 star. They really need to come up with some better rewards. 1 gold orb for all this. Woo, you know, 500 power course for reaching level 85 that we can't even do yet. A lot of this is just crazy. Anyways, let's get started on this roster review. So I removed all of my stars, or all my hearts off of my characters so you can see my roster in its entirety from top to bottom. So Thanos and Cull Obsidian, these are the 2 things that I have been working on lately, of course, with Gear 15 and with Dark Dimension 4. So he's completely maxed out. He's been that way for a while, maxed out. I'm not going to go over too much on my ISOs, but I do have Raider level 5, not Striker level 5 with him. If I did have Striker level 5, his power would have been a bit higher because of the flat damage boost. Cull Obsidian, also G15, 6 red, 6 yellow. I recently got 6 red. Sorry, I recently got 6 yellow from the last Cull Obsidian Blitz, and then I picked up 6 red from the Elite Store because I thought it was worth it. I maxed him out recently. I recently picked up the Taunt. It's not a huge deal, but for Dark Dimension 4, you know, when the battles are lasting quite a long time, I'm finding this helps a little bit to keep him alive a bit longer, so that was helpful for me. Otherwise, you don't really need to pick up this one here. And yeah, he's my second highest character there. All of them are my Black Order, actually, except for Mr. Sinister. He's number 5, apparently. Mr. Sinister is also G15. He's someone I took into Dark Dimension 4, and I recently actually put the T4s into Psionic Beam. Again, not a huge difference, but because I went so far on his upgrades, I might as well just complete him. It was kind of an OCD, I just wanted to finish him off. You know, he was already pretty much maxed out, but now he is, for the most part, except for he's not level 5 ISOs yet. Ebony Maw also sitting here at tier 14, so all of this stuff is mostly because of my Black Order Arena team. Doc Ock is someone that I am really keeping an eye on. I recently got 6 yellow from the event that passed recently. Unfortunately, not 7, you know, because of X23 shards being in the war store and not being a huge priority. But Doc Ock is something that I'm keeping my eye on. I would love to take him to gear tier 15, and he's definitely probably going to get there for Dark Dimension 4 after I get Minerva for the Cosmic lane. I definitely think that Doc Ock is probably in the running for Dark Dimension 4 Legendary lane. And I really like Doc Ock. I think he's a really great character, and I can't wait to get more gear into him and get him leveled up. And we're going to talk about that a bit more when we get into the Sinister Six further down in my roster. But in terms of characters that I've been working on, you know, I haven't really been touching... I've been leveling up characters from 75 to 80, because that's another way to gain power. You get like 2k power per level, and it's pretty static. Like the base stats actually improve pretty well from levels up past 75, and so that's what I've been doing with like Black Bolt, Phoenix, even though I'm not necessarily gear 15ing them right now, but I do have a fair bit of extra gold for the Emma Frost milestones that I've been putting into character level, specifically the symbiotes as well. They're up at 79, not quite 80 yet, but they will slowly get there. 78. And then working our way down, Hella 78. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be taking her into Dark Dimension 4. She's really gear heavy. She requires 5 sets of Mystic mini uniques, and I just don't think I'm going to be doing that. Emma Frost, again, also not taking her into Dark Dimension 4 at the moment, but I am putting some levels into these characters. Invisible Woman 76. Haven't had the gold to put her back into her. I need to finish off some of these other characters. And Sabretooth, who I'm currently working away on now. I want to point this out because he is going to be my 4th character for Global Dark Dimension. Unfortunately, this is a means to an end. I don't want to gear Sabretooth to 15, but frankly, it's just because I need to. So I definitely don't recommend this for other players who are taking Dark Dimension 4 a bit slower and don't plan on getting in there anytime soon and have more time to save up their gear 15 minis for better characters. Don't do Sabretooth if you can help it. You know, it's a good way to get yourself into it, but other than that, probably isn't going to make a huge difference to me actually clearing it any faster. He's just damage, and is, in my opinion, not particularly all that high, even though he's part of a good team, you know, being the Marauders. But yeah, that is what it is. Going down the rest of the list, I'm actually leveling up Ultron to 80 as well, because that's the only way that he can get base stats. He is gear tier 14 from my original Dark Dimension 3 runs. Don't plan on taking him to tier 15 at the moment. Maybe after the 2nd clear, I might consider putting some gear into him, because I'm kind of, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that maybe one day we'll see some red stars for him. Even a couple of red stars would be nice. But realistically, the only other way to get gear into power level into him is through flat levels. So that's what I've been doing recently. But otherwise, I haven't done a whole lot. I've been doing a lot of orange hoarding. I've been kind of going back to other characters and putting resources into. So I do want to go to Ghost. So I did recently pick up the passive, and I'm finding this a bit helpful when it comes to Dark Dimension 4 for that little extra bit of healing when she dodges. Even though it's only a 5% dodge chance increase, it also increases the counterattack chance to 100%, so that's a little bit of extra damage during Dark Dimension. But I just want to point that out that I picked up. I'm trying to think about my other T4 investments that I've done recently, though. I did Baron Zemo's ultimate, again, for the same reason for Dark Dimension 4, since I've been using him there, and this rebounds to an extra target. It also does a little bit extra damage, 50% more, and since I'm using him a lot in Dark Dimension 4, I figured, hey, why not? And some things I really want to point out, though, for my roster, it hasn't really changed a ton. Something that I want to look at, and this is what I say this a lot in my live stream, but this is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. I haven't actually done a lot yet, but I am, after beating Dark Dimension 4, I plan on gearing Swarm and Electro to gear tier 15. Now, this might piss a lot of people off, or think I'm crazy, but I just really like this Doc Ock Sinister Six team. I think Doc Ock is amazing. I think his team is amazing. I just don't have the gear to back it up yet. And I'm not sure if it's going to go into Rhino or Mysterio because they're not chargeable. In the back of my head, I think that maybe they're more likely to be benched than Electro and Swarm. So in terms of gear investment, these are safer bets, but I'm having a lot of fun using them. They're also a really good solid counter to Black Order, which a lot of you guys have probably already seen in some of my videos that I've posted. So Don't count them out. Like I said, Doc Ock is also really, really fun to play with, so I'm really hoping there's some evolution, some evolving of this team going forward, possibly in 2021, either with some more characters, some more Sinister Six chargeables, or some reworks on the existing members that might make them chargeable, and therefore make it easier to kind of incorporate them into the Doc Ock team. But this is something that I do plan on doing. Unfortunately, both Swarm and Zemo Swarm and Electro are both bio characters, so that what that means is kind of taking gear potentially away from the symbiotes, but I really have a lot of fun with them. Swarm and Electro are both going to get the level 80 treatment when I do have some free time and gold, I guess, as well, in between my Dark Dimension 4 adventure. Another team that I'm really wanting to invest in, actually considering, is X-Force, and the reason why I want to bring this up is because I'm sure a lot of you guys are coming across a lot of big Marauders in your war, because Mr. Sinister, Emma Frost, these are very common characters to bring up to gear tier 13, 14, and higher. And there's not a lot of great counters. I think X-Force is probably the best counter against them in terms of punch-up potential. The problem is, A, they're all mutants, so this is a lot of gear investment to do. And B, they don't really have a huge meta influence outside of war, so investing on them specifically to counter one team seems like a bit of a waste of resources, but it depends on, I guess, your priorities for Alliance War. And again, I talk about this lots in my live stream, but yeah, I really want to come up with more teams that can punch up against Marauders, because that's really the biggest headache in my Alliance War when I fight them. Now, in terms of my priorities, I'd probably have to do Cable, because he's 6 red stars, and then after that, maybe Negasonic, because I think she's quite important to the team in X-23 as well. Even though I have 5 red for Domino, I don't know if she's the most important. I think X-23, Negasonic, and Cable do a lot, personally. And one other thing I do want to point out while we're here is also X-Factor. Now, I know there's only 2 characters, but I think these are going to be 2 really important characters coming down the line in terms of team. I think they have huge meta potential. They're on crit. Passives are crazy. The barrier for Shatterstar and the turn bar, the speed bar here for Longshot for the team, I think is absolutely bonkers. And if they bring in 3 more characters that have sort of on crit passes as well, I could see this easily getting out of hand, either being counters to other teams in Alliance War, or just in general, the broader game having a larger meta impact. I definitely see that coming down the line. So I would definitely keep your eye on X Factor and what they decide to do down the line. But other than that, my roster hasn't changed a ton since the second completion of Dark Dimension 3. A lot of the same characters are kind of where they are. Obviously, I've taken Anti-Venom and Scream to 14 since October. Ghost as well as a newer character. Baron Zemo also as a somewhat newer character. I took him online. Strife I took to Gear Tier 14. Now, originally I thought I was going to use him as a tank for Global Dark Dimension 4, but I don't think this is going to end up happening. I would like to Gear Tier 15 him, though, at some point, because I think that the MM Marauders is still a very powerful war team. So there might be some validity there. And, yeah, there hasn't been a huge amount of change. Squirrel Girl, 7 red. This is what I call the rule of 7. So if you have a half-decent 7 red star character, by obligation, you should feel to have to max them out. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with Squirrel Girl at some point. Actually, she's probably going to happen before Electro and Swarm, because of that rule of 7. So look out for the future of Gear Tier 15, 7 red Squirrel Girl. When I've completed Dark Dimension 4, that's going to happen, and hopefully by that point we'll see a Young Avengers team in the actual works, or having more characters come out for that team, because I think she has a really solid kit, often overlooked, but I think she's quite powerful as a standalone character as well, and can be slotted in, at least for the moment because of the cleansing and all that, into different teams and can support them. So she's a really solid support character kit, and she'll be getting that rule of 7 max treatment at some point. Other than that, not really a huge lot of change in my roster. And I've gone, you know, I've talked a lot about the Astonishing X-Men, which I don't think I'm going to go and level up too much. I might gear up Iceman when I do get my hands on him. Other than that, I'm kind of disappointed in Astonishing X-Men and Jubilee, so I'm not going to go on too much about that here, because I've talked about that at length in other videos and on my live streams. But the proof will be in the pudding, and I don't know how much I plan on touching them more, because I have I'm more than happy with the ratings that I have right now. So I'm really happy with my roster. Actually, I've been quite conservative when it comes to gearing up characters into the orange stage. particularly because you need to be careful about that when you're thinking about Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4, because you do need a large amount of orange resources to put into these characters. So you don't want to run out of catalysts, you don't want to run out of other gear parts while doing that, so be careful what you're gearing up past 12. So tier 12 is pretty safe, purple gear is pretty easy to get, but tier 13 plus, really do keep an eye on that and what characters that you do decide to put your gear into. So that's just something I want to talk about here, and the second part of this video is going to be me talking about my spending. Alright, and here we are onto the spending review portion of the video. Now, to do this, I'm going to open up a notepad here and bring this over here. This might be a bit hard to see. I'll try and... Can I zoom into the notepad? I don't know if I can do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through my purchase history on my iPhone from 2018 and 2019, and then some of 2020, because when I started doing videos, basically late May 2020, when Ebony Maw came out, that's when I switched to BlueStacks, so any of my purchases would have shown up in my Google Play Store, which we'll take a look at after. And keep in mind that this is going to be in Canadian dollars, so I started on May the 15th, 2018. This is when I started playing the game. This is when I downloaded the game as of my iOS purchase history. So scrolling up through this, it looks like the first purchase I ever made on this game was in August 18th, 2018, and this was $21 Canadian. Now, what this was exactly, I don't know. It just says package 5. It might... I don't know what I would have spent money on back then. That was actually probably around the time of Scarlet Witch being released, but I don't think it was a character release, because character releases cost roughly 35 to 40 Canadian dollars, so I don't think that's the case. It might have been some bundle that I thought was worth it at the time. So that was my first purchase that I ever made in the game. After that, there was a $14 September 9th, 2018 for 14 Canadian dollars. This was called Bundle 11. Now, I don't know what this was exactly either. Maybe some orb bundle. You know, I probably wasn't the best in terms of resource management back at the start of the game, but who knows? Maybe that was just some decent orb offer. I honestly have no idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't really tell you a lot in terms of what it actually is, but I can normally remember quite a few of these things. Now, in December, so we're going all the way to December now, 2018, and this was 3 $1.40, or like basically $1 US dollars. And this was called small offer. So that's probably like singular. This is pretty close to Christmas, so this might have been some sort of winter 2018 orb offer, maybe some gold orbs, something like that. Probably what I would think of. I used to buy a lot of, and I still do, these occasionally really cheap offers. You know, if I really think that it's going to be worth it, then I'll pick them up. But that is that the last one for the year? Yeah, so I was pretty free to play. Well, not free to play, but I mean, it's pretty close. So the grand total, just with mental math, that's $39.20 for 2018. So let's move on to 2019, and let's change the date range to 2019 here. And it's really weird how iOS works. Let's start from the bottom, of course. And so when I can find the very first purchase that I made, I can probably remember a lot of these purchases. So the first one, May 5th, 2019, and this was $1.40. Small offer 16. So again, this might have been another screw up. Back in 2019, there was a lot of Foxnext screw ups where they would, I don't know, offer something to some people and not others, and they would have to re-release it as an offer for everyone else, or they didn't mean to do something. And this is probably something I took advantage of. Just a small offer again. Could be orbs, could have been shards. The next one was May 24th, 2019, and this was $4 Canadian. And this was another small package. Again, not exactly sure what that might have been. Now moving down to June 16th, 2019, we have a $7 package called Offer L2, I don't know. And then we also have plus another $1.40. So $8.40 for that day. One small offer, and then $7. Not sure what that would be, $5 US. Might have been another pack of some sort that they offered cheaply, maybe a summer thing, I don't know. And moving on, there's a little bit more smaller spending. Here we go. June 23rd, we have $7 another offer L2, whatever this is, and another 280. So that was almost $10 that day. That was $9.80 that day. A week later, and then here, okay, June 28th, we got some more. I don't know if I need to keep. I don't need to keep putting 2019, whatever. $1.40. This was a small offer again. Plus, we have 280. A lot of these small bundles coming up. So I used to take advantage a lot of these sort of small bundles. Probably they were orb related or something that I thought was a good deal. So that's normally what I end up picking up. And wow, there's another one already. July the 3rd. So this was another $7 offer plus another $7 offer on the same day. This might have been, I think this might have been Fantastic Four. I think this might have been the thing. I remember in 2019, sorry, there was a really big F-up with the release of Thing, and they released or maybe after he was released, they offered, there was an offer out for him, for some people, for not others, kind of like a Shardgate incident. There was a lot of incidents in 2019 actually that resulted in people having to bring out more offers specifically for people for screwing up, and there was also something called Goldgate in 2019, so this might have been related as well, some of these offers, because this is a bit more spending than I would have normally done over this sort of month-long period. And look again, yeah, so we have July the 14th. There's a lot of more smaller offers here. So we have $1.40 plus $1.40. This might be related to that Goldgate incident that I said, and 280. So that was $5.20 there. And the next day is August 17th. So we have a bit of a longer gap, another month here. And again, these are small bundles. We have 3 of these, $2.80. So that is my quick math, $5.60, $8.40, I think. And August 24th, wow, we're getting a bit more, so we're spending a little bit more. Again, these are probably like small pack bundles, orbs, or something like that, maybe shards. And that was $2.80 here. Hopefully I can add this all up. I might need the calculator. Let's see, what else do we got? We got September, so we go another month. September 23rd. And again, another $2.80 pack, small bundle, whatever that is. And then we go all the way to October. Oh wait, actually it's not that long. 2 more weeks. October the 7th, we have 2 more $7 or $6.99, but I'm just gonna round up to $7. Offers, 2 of them. I don't know what that would have been. 2x at $7, $14. But coming up, I do know that I did a character offer, because I do remember this. I have a lot of Dragon Champions in my purchase history. This is something that I played late 2019, I think, on recommendation by Valley Flyin, who was playing this and making videos for it as well. And I actually spent more money on Dragon Champions than I did on Marvel Strike Force. So we wait all the way until November 12th. And this was my first character offer, and this was $35. And I remember specifically this was the Hela offer, and that was one of the characters that I purchased, the first character really that I purchased in the game at this point, and that was because I had 4 or 5 red stars for her. And really the first probably bit of purchasing that I ever did that was quite a larger amount. And after that, I think that might, oh no wait, we got December 11th, $4, not sure what this was, small package, and that's it for 2019. So 2019 equals, I'm gonna need to bring up my calculator here because I don't think I can do that all in my head. So we got where does it start? There we go, $1.40. $1, oh, wrong tab. $1.40 plus 4 plus 840 plus 980 plus 4.2 plus 14 plus 5.2, 840, 280 twice, $14, $35 and $4. So my grand total is $114 for 2019. So this is when we get into, so at this point we're at a total of roughly $153, $2018, 2019. So for 2020, we can check the first half of 2020 here on my iOS, and the rest I'll have to bring up onto my Google Play Store thing. So scrolling down at the bottom, we have here the first purchase I ever made for the year. I think I started spending a little bit more, not a ton, but then we're at February 10th. This was a $7 offer. They started offering more last year, you know, in terms of these sort of cheaper shard offers. This would be $5 as well. So these are probably like, I don't know, 40 shards or something that they would have offered. April the 5th was 35. So this was a character offer. April the 5th. I'm trying to think who that might have been. This might have been Squirrel Girl, because I pulled that 7 red stars. This is possible. I don't remember when she came out. I thought she was further down. So to figure that out, actually, I'd have to bring up my Excel spreadsheet just so I can clarify who that is for. I have a spreadsheet for all the character releases, and so April, I'm thinking, what does it look like? Corvus. Oh, this is Proxima. I think this is the start of the Black Order. So I did spend a fair bit actually on the Black Order because of my 7. Not the calculator. Why would we bring that up? Because of my 7 red star Thanos that I have. So this is very likely to be Proxima. And then I have a bunch of other small offers. April 11th was a total of, let's see, $9.60, $13, and these were 4 different small bundles. Exactly what, I have no idea. April 20th, this was another $35 offer. My guess is this is going next for Corvus. Cull Obsidian was the 3rd person, and then we have another $6.80 for something else, small bundles, I don't know what. And then we have April 23rd, which was 35. Now, I'm a bit confused about this one, because was this 2 packs? I don't think I would have bought 2 packs of Corvus, but I don't remember exactly what this is, and this is very close to, this wouldn't be Cull, because Cull was a 100 shard unlock, and I think I may have used power chords for him. I'm not entirely sure. So this one's a question for me. I don't remember what this one is here. And moving on, we get May 5th. Okay, so here, oh, maybe I did buy him. So May 14th, this was $70 Canadian, and this definitely is probably the Cull Obsidian offer, because he was 100 shards and Corvus and Proxima with 35. What this other 35, honestly have no idea what that might have been. A bit confused about that one. And that's where it ends on my iOS, and that's where I started making videos, of course, for YouTube, for you guys, and that's where things carry over onto BlueStacks. So let me go check up really quick on my Google Play Store spending. And so here we are. This is my Google Play Store purchases that I've made since the end of May. So we can continue on with the document in my notepad here. So we have another 2. I'm just going to round up for these. We have on May 31st, we have $2.80 here. Again, I buy a lot of these small pack offers. $7 on June the 8th. So this is $5 again. I'm just going to round up. And then we have $35 on June the 9th. Now, I think this was Squirrel Girl. This one is Squirrel Girl, I'm pretty sure. June 9th, this was $35 for Squirrel Girl. That was my own money. Some of these purchases would have been donations made to my channel, though, as well. But I do want to consider that, too. And so, let's scroll up. We got $7 here on July the 3rd. Again, I think a lot of these $7 offers are character shards that they were offering for 40 or 50 shards for cheap. And then we have July 10 for $2.80. And then we have July 11th for $2.80 and another $2.80. We have 3 $2.80s actually on July times 3. That's $8.40. And July the 12th. Wow. Okay, this must have been some sort of summer thing where they're offering daily deals. This sounds familiar if any of you guys remember from that. My memory's a little bit hazy. We have July the 15th, and this is a character offer for $35 now. I think this was... trying to think who I purchased. This might have been Swarm. I think this was a sponsored... I still have my spreadsheet up, actually. July the 15th. Oh, this was Squirrel Girl. So June would have been... I don't know. I don't know who June was then. For June the 9th. Domino? I don't remember buying a Domino offer, but maybe I did. Anyway, so this was Squirrel Girl then, because that makes a bit more sense then. And July the 15th, so July the 24th, we have $1.40 again Canadian, and times 2 times 3. There's 2 of these offers. And then we have another $1.39 on August the 15th. And then we have $35 on August the 19th. Now, this was 35. Whew. August the 19th. Looking at this was Swarm. So I bought Swarm. This was a sponsored orb opening. I did get a channel donation for this, so thankfully that didn't come out of my own pocket necessarily. And then we had August 22nd. So this is where, you know, my spending does kind of come up a little bit more. Another $1.40 offer here. August 27th. Kind of getting closer to the dates. $67. So this is a 100 shard unlock. This was Baron Zemo. This was also sponsored. Luckily did not come out of my own money. It did. This was a channel donation, thankfully. And then we have September the 9th, another $1.30. So as you can see, a ton of these small offers. September 21, $1.40. September 26. Kind of running out of space here. And that's 280 times 2. And then $34. That sounds like a character offer. September 30th, $34. Let's look back at my spreadsheet again. September 30th. That's Scream. I definitely remember that now. Scream offer. And then Google Play donations. Oh, yeah, okay. I did that. Then we get into October. I'm just going to round this up. So 420... 420 in October 15th, whatever, and I'm gonna scroll down because there's a lot of these small ones. October the 19th, this is Anti-Venom, 67 Canadian Anti-Venom offer. And then I kind of just want to like really, I know this is taking a while, $34 in November the 5th. A lot more offers around here, especially since I started doing content creation. 34, November the 5th. Now that was Stature. Okay, so I did buy that. Stature offer. And then I'm gonna round up. I'm gonna, you know, 25, something like this. Like 25, I'm gonna add $25 of small offers on here, basically by the end of the year. And then we also got $27. What was this for Mojo's Pass? So this was the Battle Pass for December. So Battle Pass December Mojo. So that's base, and I haven't done any purchases since, actually, since the start of the year. So this is really it. This is going to be a bit of a bigger one. So I'm actually going to just take a quick break here while I calculate this all up, and then we'll get the grand total for us here. Alright, and so I calculated all of this up together, and oops, I'm on the wrong scene here. Here we go. This is the right scene. And the grand total is about $645 for the year of 2020 last year. Add that up with the 2018 and 2019 numbers, which is actually significantly lower, 153 over the course of 2 years. And we got a grand total of $798, or roughly approximately $800 over my entire roster. Now, as you guys noticed, that there was a pretty big uptick in my spending in 2020. Some of these were character offers. Both myself spent on my own money, and quite a few of them were actually sponsored or donation money, which I greatly appreciate, of course, towards my channel. But I would say probably at least $400 was kind of my own spending in 2020. And it's really surprising if you take a look at how much it stacks up on these small offers. You know, I did spend, I would say, about $150 Canadian on Black Order with Call Obsidian, Proxima, and Corvus. And then the rest of it was, you know, a handful of smaller offers that kind of just stacked up over time. You know, $7 offers, $5 offers, $3 offers, and you know, it can really add up over time. So do keep that in mind when it comes to your own spending. But yeah, this is the grand total of my own spending to get to where I am. So this is a total of $800 roughly to get to the 10 million TCP mark for me. But obviously that also includes some of the good resource management that I think I've done over the course of my game time that I played this game. And yeah, so that's not too bad, I think. And just wanted to end that here, guys. And so here we are. That's the grand total for Boilon's roster, $800 roughly for 10 million TCP. And day, whatever I was at, 978 or something. So yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that, figuring out how much I actually spent in total. Sorry if calculating all that took a long time, but thanks all for watching. And of course, until next time, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.